Hi guys, thanks so much for joining us here on the Men's Movement. And today I'd like to talk to you about 10 things I've learned whilst training multiple clients over multiple decades. And the first thing, or one of the first things I'd like to talk to you in the 10 things, I'm not going to cover all 10 things today, but I'm going to cover a very important thing, and specifically 2 animals that have caused you so much pain. And the thing is, it ends up with you guys going to the medics, because this is not a good thing. You can roll your dice on fitness and health, but this, sadly, we have 2 serious things, or 2 serious animals are causing you a lot of pain. So back in the day, when you were a young kid, I talk a lot to kids at school, and I go to kids at school, and I say to them, your parents, your father, your mother had a left and right knee, a left and right shoulder, much like what you young kids have got. You got left and right everything. You got left and right knees, left and right shoulders. Whereas us adults, we don't have a left and right side of our body anymore. We have a good and bad. We have a strong and weak. We have a not so good one and maybe a little bit better one. But specifically today, I'm going to talk to you about the shoulders and what's causing the shoulders to get damaged. Because the left and right shoulder, I guarantee most of you have a damaged shoulder because of this animal right here. This mouse here, this instrument of torture, the computer mouse, which hasn't even got a tail on it anymore, this mouse or mice no longer has a tail on it, but it's still attached to your body. It's attached and it's pulling your shoulder forward when we're using the computer. It'd be lovely if we all sat up nice and straight and build our chin in and all that, but we don't. We're inside the computer and we're rounding out our shoulders, and it's pulling it forward and making it nice and tight. And just about every client I train over the last 4 decades has a sore right shoulder. So would you believe this little culprit here is the cause of that? So what do? We sort of say, okay, we'll do some stretching. We go to the physio. We end up at the medics, like we just had before. We end up here at the medics. We go into the medics all the time, and they say to you, do some stretching. So you go to the medics and you do some stretching, you do some physio, and that's good for a while, but you've got to stop using the mouse. And it's all very well to say, hey, let's stop using the mouse, because the mouse is part of our work. So we've got to control the mouse. We've got to control this. So we decided to say, okay, we'll take some time away from the computer and we'll go walk. And if we're walking, we might as well take that. What do we take? We end up taking the dog with us, don't we? Most of us have dogs, and we take the dogs with us. So me and the dog go for a walk. How good are we? We decide to take the dog for a walk. But what do the dogs do? The dogs pull on your body and pull you forward. They're doing just the same thing as the computer. So sadly, the 2 things that are controlling you are the mice, your mice, and your dogs. So that's sadly what's controlling you right now, right? It's controlling you. The mouse is controlling you, and your dog is controlling you. So you've got to get back to controlling it. Because if you don't, guys, you're going to end up with a sore shoulder like most of my clients. And we spend lots of time stretching it and lots of time strengthening it. And like I said, 10 things I've learned over training clients for multiple decades. And this is probably the number one thing, is this shoulder is so tight from forward, and it's so tight from being pulled forward by the dog walking and pulled forward by the posture of the computer. So you've got to control it. You have to control the mice and the dogs. Don't let them control you. Okay? Thanks so much for joining us here in the Men's Movement today. We look forward to seeing less of you next time. Take care, and I'll put in the next 9 things that I've learned whilst training you guys multiple times over the last 4 decades. You and multiple guys like you I've been training. So take care. We'll see you next time. Cheers.
You've been listening to the Men's Movement. Look forward to seeing less of you next time.